In any classroom, every child is different. Some seem quiet. Some seem boisterous. And some switch between, depending on what's happening. But when a clear pattern of behaviour begins to impact on a child's functioning, this might be a sign of a mental health difficulty. And there are two types of these. When they feel strong emotions, each child expresses them differently. A child who externalises feelings can let out those high emotions in all sorts of ways, where a child who internalises feelings can show many quite different signs that he or she is bottling things in, even physiological ones. Of course, all children are too complex to be placed simply in this box or that. Nonetheless, these two types are still handy for remembering the different ways that mental health difficulties can begin to show in the classroom.
Once you take a mental health lens, teachers inevitably start to think about, well, what should I be watching for in class? Are there kids that I should be sort of flagging as in need of follow-up or maybe even assessment? Well, I guess one easy rule of thumb as a teacher is to say, well, the kids who are acting up, they already have my attention. But should I think of these challenging behaviours as also symptoms rather than just problems? Maybe investigate that. For the kids in the middle, the ones who maybe slip under the radar very easily, the ones that you maybe never catch yourself interacting directly with, they're not a problem, they're not standing out anyway, have another think about them. Are some of those very quiet children in need of more care and attention? Why are they so quiet? Is that a good thing, or is there something maybe not going quite right for them? And I think the third category, and sometimes we miss this one in teaching, is the high-achieving child scholastically. We can feel great about those kids. They're the evidence that we must be doing our job really, really well as well. But actually being a high achiever, if you're not also strongly socially connected, is a particular vulnerability in Australian schools. And that shows up in our data around mental health vulnerabilities, around children maybe suffering from a degree of anxiety. So I also have a look at those high-achieving children and make sure that there's also good work going on to ensure that they're highly socially connected as well as connected to learning.
I think we have to be very careful about applying a diagnostic category to a child. Partly, development is fluid. Quite a few of the difficulties that we do see at one point in time, if it's only happened at one point in time with a child, are likely to be transitory. They're likely to be reactions to particular stresses that they're having in their lives at that particular time, and to disappear with, if they don't encounter other nasty things along the way. So that's one reason why you might be applying a label to a child which then no longer gets to be appropriate. And for the large bulk of children, applying a label doesn't really matter so much. It's having a clear picture of what sorts of difficulties the child is facing.